good old foggy memories for me. It was Reward by Teardrops Explodes. And incidentally, if you didn't know, the lead singer actually took over from Tim, I think it was Tim O'Brien from the Crystal Maze. I think it was him.
Bothead man.
Yeah, that's the one. Bit like yourself. That's all right. It's radio. Nobody can see you. It's absolutely fine. Right. We've had some emails and stuff come in, which I'm gonna plough through in a minute. About 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 have just come in. Yeah. So you're a hit. Well done. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Right. I want to go to Joss.
Hello.
And welcome you, because you haven't really spoken that much. Bless you. And obviously you've been on a few of these sort of hunts and stuff. I call them ghost hunts. Being the youngest member of the team, do you ever get freaked out by it?
No, not really.
I mean, are there a stage where you think, what the hell am I doing? Why am I here?
No, I'll just go on and I don't get freaked out. If there was anything I think it'd freak me out, I'll just ignore it and just get on with it, basically. And
I mean, do you feel like you're there to do a job and that's what you're there to do? Yeah. And it's, I mean, obviously, I mean, we just had a little walk around the ground floor of the radio station tonight, and you heard something, didn't you? Yeah,
we heard in the studio down the hallway. We heard a door, and me and Simon heard like a humming noise, and there was like this lady's voice, and that was pretty
intense.
Yeah.
That's kind of the norm around here, but it's good for you guys to experience it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I want to ask a question to you, Simon.
Okay.
Talk to me about your ghost box.
Okay. Our team has been using the ghost box for quite a while now. We were down in Craigienos, down in Wales. Absolutely fantastic place, phenomenal place. It's actually a castle. At one stage it used to be a tuberculosis hospital for children, and there are actually cameras on the website. Can't remember the Craigienos website, but if you type into Google Craigienos, then you'll be able to see the webcams, which are 24 hours. We were using the ghost box down in Craigienos, and what it does, it scans through white noise, as well as it picks up on different radio stations, but it only scans through them really, really fast. We were up in the main ward down at Craggy, and we were communicating with a little boy called Harry on the ghost box, and I asked Harry how many other children were in the room with us, and he said 10. So I asked him how many girls, and he said 6, and I asked him how many boys, and he said 4. And it was just absolutely phenomenal. And Tracy, which is Dan's fiancée, she was down there with us as well, and he said Tracy Mum on the ghost box as well. Now Tracy and Dan both went down there non-believers, and they both come back true believers.
It's great when that happens, isn't it? I love taking people who don't believe,
and
and
I tell you,
back,
it just gives you such a buzz as well, because they've gone down there and had an absolutely fantastic time. And I mean, at one stage Tracy was crying her eyes out, wasn't she? Because Harry, it was so emotional. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I'm going to read out this email. Okay. Now this is from Candice from Colorado Springs in the States, which is great. Now she wants to know. She wants to know, what's the most haunted place you've ever visited? Now, whether that means in this country or in general, I don't know. So where is the most haunted place you as a group have visited?
Okay, I would say myself has to be Woodchester Mansion.
Why is that?
The video is actually on YouTube. I will get my web designer Amanda to actually put it up on the website so people can actually go and watch the video. We were down in the cellar, and the cellar is actually made of well, it's all stone. It's all like sandstone, and we were getting responses from, I think they used to call her the Wailing Woman. She was actually tapping responses to our questions, and if you turn your speakers up loud enough, you can actually hear the taps. That's how loud they were. And to make sure no one, I mean, we don't need to fake it anyway, because if we don't get any activity, we don't get any activity. But to make sure that no one was faking it, we all linked arms and we all put our feet together as well, just to make sure that, well, like I said, that no one was faking it. And Candice actually come with us on that one with her partner Amanda, and wow, it was absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. I think that's the most activity we've got since going on these ghost hunts.
Okay, right. Another email. Who can I choose to? Dan, you can answer this one if you want. Right, this is from Louise, right? And Louise wants to know, what's your views on Ouija boards and things getting chucked? That's her words, not mine.
Well, I haven't seen nothing being chucked on the Ouija boards so far, but for comparison, they are good. They're using it up against the ghost box, because you can ask the same questions and you get the same answers back. But I tend not to use them. Yeah.
I think, you know, there's always a mixed view, Louise, on Ouija boards, and I think the main thing is that where you get the problems with Ouija boards, I mean, they're the most popular board selling game in the world. Yeah. For a start.
And what you see on TV about them as well, just,
you know, it's you know, they've been around for a long time. They were first, I don't know if you know the history about Louise, but basically the history of the Ouija board, they were first used back in ancient Egyptian times to try and communicate with the dead pharaohs and kings and stuff. Then they got extremely popular in the Victorian times. People used to hold special parties, Ouija board parties, and sort of, you know, get drunk and have a good time, if you like. And then they came back to recently more in the press in the 90s, where they actually started selling them as kids' board games. Would you believe? Which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. But I mean, I think that the films do make them look evil, because obviously, like The Exorcist, that little girl was possessed by demons because she used a Ouija board. However, if you don't know what you're doing, it is like playing with a loaded gun. I mean, you wouldn't take a gun out and start firing it, because if you didn't know what you were doing. So, as long as you know what you're doing and you can keep it under control,
definitely, and
all that kind of stuff, then you're not going to get anything bad from it. But if you're just messing about with it in your home, which I suggest no one does, because that is like just opening up the front door and asking everybody to come in.
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, we many years ago we did an investigation when I was investigating before I semi-retired. We were called to a house in Berkshire, and basically this lady had moved into a new property. I think they did a council swap house or something, and she basically moved into the most haunted place in the area. And what this guy had done is he'd gone out on every Saturday night, come back with all his mates, got drunk, done a Ouija board, invited all the things for 2 years, and it was built on a Roman Saxon burial ground and an old asylum as well. So it wasn't the best place to go live, if you like. And we had to go and sort that out. Now, I mean, her kids had to live. They all had to live over the road, and that's the kind of thing that, when you don't know what you're doing, the Ouija board's going to affect. That's going to affect those kids forever now. Yeah. You know, just because of the selfish act.
I think they're weird and stuff like that, because of what they experience. People don't believe it.
They do have a bad press, and I think. And I think it's fair to say what you were saying, Simon. It's about the way that they're used. If they're used by professionals such as yourselves, who know what they're talking about, then fine. You know, if you're using them. I remember when I was at school, I remember the headmaster actually getting up on stage and saying, "Look, you know, there's been rumours going around that you guys have been doing a Ouija board in music rooms," and it was screwing kids up, big time. You know, You just people, if you are listening tonight and you're thinking of ever doing a Ouija board, and all your mates are there at the time, don't do it. It really isn't, because
you're calling people like us out.
Absolutely.
This is the thing, and then people have to come out and sort the problem, which is fine for them because they can walk away from it. You guys have to live with it. So Ouija boards, if you're not professional, you don't know what you're doing, please guys, stay away from them. Right, moving on swiftly. I don't know who this is for. This is from Amanda Taylor, and it basically says, I'd like to know more about spirit guides. Does anybody have any information on them?
Yes.
Go for it.
I actually work with my spirit guide. His name's Nathaniel. Nathaniel was actually a Buddhist monk when he was alive. He died at the age of 28. But Nathaniel, he protects me whenever we go out on these ghost hunts and stuff. I mean, everybody does have a spirit guide, but I suppose some people disagree with me and stuff. But that's what I truly believe. Everybody does have a spirit guide helping along on their journey, and I know Amanda has her own spirit guide as well, even though she doesn't really want to work with spirit, but she's actually started to pick up on spirit, which is a good thing, I think. But yeah, I work with my spirit guide all the time. Going to meditation, I communicate with him, and that's all I can say, really.
Exercises you can do.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean,
to know yours.
yeah, they're Tony Stockwell. He's actually got a CD out which is called Meet Your Spirit Guides.
Yeah.
Which takes you on a guided meditation.
They're very good, those CDs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've only listened to his,